Ahoy, Straw Hat fans! Get ready for a wild ride, because today we're talking about one of the most mysterious, intelligent, and possibly dangerous figures in the entire One Piece universe, Dr. Vegapunk. This genius scientist has been working in the background of the series for ages, creating mind-boggling inventions like the Pacifistas, Seraphims, and who knows what else he's cooking up in that massive brain of his. But what if Vegapunk isn't the misunderstood genius we all think he is? What if he's hiding a deep, dark secret? What if Vegapunk has secretly been working for Emu, the shadowy ruler of the world government, all along? And even more chilling, what if he's been setting the stage for the final war, using his incredible inventions not to help humanity, but to directly oppose Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates? The thought alone is enough to give even Zoro a reason to stay awake for once. This theory will explore how Vegapunk's secret allegiance could come to light and shake the very foundation of the One Piece world. And just to make it even more tragic, Franky, our beloved cola-powered cyborg, idolizes Vegapunk. Imagine the heartbreak when he finds out his hero might just be the guy leading the charge to crush Luffy's dreams of becoming Pirate King. But before we get into the juicy details, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell to stay updated on all things One Piece, theories, character breakdowns, and epic predictions. Now, let's dive into the madness. Let's start by breaking down everything we know about Dr. Vegapunk, which, to be honest, isn't all that much. Vegapunk has been this shadowy genius whose inventions have shaped the world of One Piece in more ways than we can count. Whether it's the Pacifistas, robotic Kuma clones that can obliterate pirates with a single laser beam, or the Seraphims, creepy child versions of the Seven Warlords, Vegapunk's tech has always felt a little too advanced. Like, 500 years ahead of the world kind of advanced. Now, we know Vegapunk has been working for the world government for years, creating all sorts of weapons and tech that give them a terrifying edge over anyone who opposes them. But what we don't know is whether Vegapunk truly believes in the world government's ideals, or if he's just doing his own thing, tinkering away with science for the love of it. Here's where things start to get interesting. Emu. Emu is the secret ruler of the world government, the figure who sits on the empty throne, which, by the way, is supposed to be empty, and pulls all the strings from the shadows. Emu is basically the final boss of One Piece, and likely knows all the forbidden secrets of the Void Century. Now, what if Vegapunk has been working for Emu all along? What if Vegapunk isn't just an employee of the world government, but a key part of their plan to dominate the world? Imagine this scenario. Vegapunk has been secretly aligned with Emu and the Celestial Dragons for decades, helping them build the ultimate weapons to ensure they stay in power. Vegapunk isn't just a genius scientist doing harmless experiments. He's been developing technology that could control the entire world. Let's not forget, the Celestial Dragons are basically the worst people in One Piece. They treat everyone like slaves, wear ridiculous outfits. Seriously, who designed those helmets? And think the world exists to serve them. If Vegapunk is working for them, it would mean all his inventions, the Pacifistas, the Seraphims, and everything else are part of a long-term plan to keep them in power and crush anyone who dares to challenge them. Here's where the theory gets juicy. Vegapunk might have created these inventions to prepare for a world-shaking event, the Final War. This isn't just about controlling pirates or maintaining order. This is about preventing Luffy, or anyone, from finding the One Piece and learning the truth about the Void Century. And how could Vegapunk be preparing for this? With a technological army. Think about it. The Pacifistas were terrifying enough when we first saw them in Sabaody Archipelago, but now we've got the Seraphims, who are basically souped-up clones of the strongest pirates in the world. These are like Warlords 2.0. And they're programmed to follow the world government's orders without question. Vegapunk isn't just building weapons, he's building an army. Now, we have to ask ourselves, what's Vegapunk's endgame? Is he just a scientist who loves pushing the boundaries of technology? Or is there something more sinister at play? There's a fun and terrifying possibility that Vegapunk might see humanity as an experiment. What if, in his eyes, the natural progression of the world isn't about freedom or equality, but about technological superiority? Vegapunk could be playing a long game where he's trying to replace the old world with a new one dominated by his machines. Imagine it. In the final war, the world government unleashes an army of Seraphims and Pacifistas so powerful that even the strongest pirates, people like Luffy, Zoro, and Law, are brought to their knees. This isn't just a fight between humans anymore. It's a fight between human willpower and cold, unfeeling technology. Luffy and the crew might have to face off against the very inventions that were designed to defeat them. And here's the kicker. What if Vegapunk doesn't see himself as a villain? What if he believes that by creating a world ruled by technology, he's saving humanity from itself? He might think he's helping by ensuring that the chaotic world of pirates, wars, and violence is replaced by order. And what better way to bring order than by allying himself with Imu, the mysterious figure who controls the world government from behind the scenes? Alright, let's bring this home with the emotional gut punch. Franky. If there's one Straw Hat who absolutely adores Vegapunk, it's Franky. He spent 2 years on Vegapunk's home island, studying his blueprints, upgrading his own cyborg body, and basically worshipping the guy. Franky sees Vegapunk as a genius, a revolutionary mind who's changed the world for the better. Now, imagine the emotional devastation when Franky finds out that his hero has been working for the bad guys all along. Vegapunk, the man Franky looks up to, could turn out to be the very person helping the world government crush freedom and oppress the world. It would be like finding out that your childhood hero is secretly a villain, like realizing Superman has been working for Lex Luthor the whole time. For Franky, this would be a huge betrayal. He's built so much of his identity around being a tech-savvy pirate, and a big part of that came from studying Vegapunk's work. If Vegapunk is working for Imu, it would force Franky to question everything he's learned. Worse yet, if they go up against Vegapunk's inventions in the final war, Franky might have to fight the very creations he once admired. Picture the scene. Franky, tears in his eyes. If cyborgs even cry. Maybe cola tears? Standing in front of Vegapunk's massive war machines, knowing he has to destroy it to save his friends. It's the kind of emotional weight that One Piece excels at, combining epic battles with deep personal stakes. Now, let's talk about the final war itself. We know it's coming. Eiichiro Oda has hinted at it, and the story is clearly building up to a massive showdown between the world government, the pirates, and the revolutionaries. But what if Vegapunk is the wild card in all of this? If Vegapunk is secretly working for Imu, then his role in the final war could be game-changing. The Seraphims, Pacifistas, and whatever other creations Vegapunk has hidden in his lab could turn the tide of the war. We could see a situation where Luffy and his allies, pirates, revolutionaries, and even Marines who have turned against the world government, are forced to fight an army of machines that can't be reasoned with, can't be swayed, and can't be stopped. In a way, Vegapunk represents the ultimate intellectual challenge to Luffy's philosophy. Luffy fights for freedom, for the right to live your life the way you want to. But Vegapunk, if he's aligned with Imu, could represent the idea that order and control are necessary for the world to survive. It's the classic battle of freedom versus control, with Vegapunk's tech standing in the way of Luffy's dream. Of course, we can't talk about Vegapunk's betrayal without diving deeper into Imu's role. Imu is still shrouded in mystery. But one thing's for sure, they are the ultimate puppet master in the One Piece world. Imu controls the 5 elders, pulls the strings of the world government, and likely has knowledge of the Void Century that could change everything. If Vegapunk has been working for Imu, it's possible that everything he's created, the Seraphims, Pacifistas, and maybe even ancient weapon technology, has been designed to protect the secret of the Void Century. Imu might view the Void Century's history as the key to maintaining their power, and Vegapunk's inventions are the tools to make sure that secret stays buried. But here's an interesting twist. What if Vegapunk isn't just a pawn in Imu's game? What if he's been playing both sides? Vegapunk is a genius, after all, and geniuses are always several steps ahead. He could be using the world government for his own end, manipulating both the Celestial Dragons and the Revolutionaries to bring about his own vision of a perfect world, a world ruled by technology. In this scenario, Vegapunk isn't just a scientist working for the bad guy. He's the ultimate puppet master, pulling strings on all sides to achieve his own goals. It would make him one of the most dangerous characters in the series, Not because of his strength, but because of his intellect. In the end, this theory paints a picture of Vegapunk as a far more complex and dangerous figure than we ever imagined. Whether he's working directly for Imu, playing both sides, or has his own agenda entirely, Vegapunk's betrayal would be a massive turning point in the story. The Straw Hats would not only have to face the world government and its power-hungry leaders, but they'd also have to face the brilliance of Vegapunk, a man whose intellect could turn the tide of the final war. For Luffy, Zoro, and the rest of the crew, it would be a heartbreaking realization that their fight for freedom is being opposed by someone who could have been an ally. For Franky, it would be a devastating emotional blow, his idol turning out to be a villain. And for the world of One Piece, it would set the stage for a final conflict that goes beyond simple strength and power. It would be a battle of ideologies, with the future of the world hanging in the balance. So what do you think, One Piece fans? Could Vegapunk really be working for Imu? Is he secretly the mastermind behind the world government's rise to power? Or is there an even bigger twist waiting for us in the final war? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because the adventure is only going to get more epic from here. Yo ho ho! Stay tuned!